It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here, and so is the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, for Minnesota, one thing we know, they feel they match up well in this contest. It's obviously an opponent they're confident going up against. We won't have to wait long to see if that confidence is well-founded. And tonight, get ready for some highlights. 2 lightning-quick, high-flying clubs. Kenny, when you have teams as athletic as these, how can one side carve out an advantage?
Poise. That's it. You want to be athletic, but you also want to be level-headed. You got to have a combination of the two. You got to execute your plays, and you just don't rely on your physical gifts because that could be detrimental.
And not only that, A&B, FAE.
What's that?
Avoid mistakes, be fast and efficient.
Wow. FMB.
Where do you come up with that?
FAE?
A&B, FAE.
Okay.
Avoid mistakes,
Okay.
be fast and efficient.
God, man, that's quick and fast and
It's
hurt.
going to be an exciting matchup. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
You're the first person who's ever said that.
AMB.
Home court belongs to the Timberwolves in this one as we bring you a Western Conference matchup here live from the Target Center in Minneapolis. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to this broadcast of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Craig Anthony and Brent Berry. David Aldridge will join us momentarily from the sidelines. And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Thank you, Kevin. Now, Jimmy Butler survived a tough upbringing in Tomball, Texas. He said, that's all anybody ever wanted to talk about. But I don't want that to define me. If I'm stuck in the past, then I won't get any better. I won't change. I'll get stuck as that kid. That's not who I am. I'm a great basketball player because of my work. Guys?
Thanks, David. You can tell Butler has a good head on his shoulders, an elite talent in this league because of the hard work he puts in. We have 2 teams that love to score out of the post, but they need enough space, Brent, to do it. What's the strategy here?
Sometimes it's not just about the space, Kevin, but it's about the timing of the cuts. When a guy has a post-up opportunity, if the defense is looking at that post-up player, if you move at the right time, you can really create some incredible space for that guy, not only to score, but to sometimes find cutters who sneak behind the eyes of the defense.
And so off the tip, it's Oklahoma City. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So for Oklahoma City right now, Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Steven Adams is out there with Anthony. And it's George in at the 3 spot. Butler passes to Teague. In the corner, Gibson with it. And Adams sends it back.
Adams is a decent shot blocker, but relies on his position mostly, that time in the right spot.
And the Timberwolves with possession here. Butler with the ball. George picks him up. And it's sent back by George. Puts it up. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Outside Teague. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Wiggins kicks to Teague. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. 5 to shoot. Towns sets the pick for Butler. No good there. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. Anthony against Towns. Anthony dishes to Robertson. Kicks to Westbrook. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And the lid's off. They're 1 for 4 to begin this one, but that shot might just get them going.
Teague the pass to Butler. Towns the screen. From 13. Butler no good.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They right now are searching for a bucket.
And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here. That'll put Paul George on the line. That one is on Towns.
Well, when Paul George announced this summer that he intended to leave for the Lakers when the contract ran out, you knew what was coming. Even as a rental possibility, the suitors lined up, and eventually the price was paid, and now George finds himself in a Thunder uniform.
One shot.
That's good from George. And to many, the Thunder came out of nowhere to land George in that trade.
You know, most thought Cleveland or maybe Boston were the front runners for his services, but the Thunder snuck in and made their team a 2-star squad once again. Very interesting to see how far the duo of Westbrook and George can go.
The shot by Butler, nobody around.
Yeah, a bit frigid to begin this one. Just can't make anything to get the game started.
Anthony kicks to Adams. Outside Westbrook. Baseline jumper. Again, Oklahoma City.
And doing their best to maximize possessions, just staying focused with this lead.
Well, it isn't much, but they've been able to capture some of the momentum of this game and increase their advantage.
Here's Butler following the basket by Russell Westbrook. Looking to end the run, and he gets that one to go off the front iron.
And maybe that'll get them going. They need to find a rhythm.
Well, it took a while for them to earn their first 2 points, but in the NBA, things can happen quickly.
Robertson dishes to Westbrook. Back to Robertson. Outside, George. 6 on the shot clock. Over Wiggins. It's rebounded by Towns. Timberwolves trail by 5. T kicks to Towns. From 13, he doesn't hit that one. So the Thunder will take it the other way. There's the pass to Robertson. George up top. That doesn't go either for George.
Got to get out his compass and just try to find himself right now and get himself going.
Butler passes to Teague. Towns a screen on Westbrook. T kicks to Towns. And the rebound goes to the Thunder.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Now here's Westbrook. Over Teague.
Oh, good work from Jeff Teague to get himself in terrific position to help alter that look.
Outside Butler. Wiggins with it. George picks him up. Towns the screen. Here's Wiggins. Misses off the left iron. Oklahoma City leading by 5. Here's Robertson. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
Robertson getting out and quick in transition that time. Excellent at running the route in the open floor.
Teague dishes to Wiggins. Towns the screen. Wiggins drives in. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Rabbit's foot in the shoe that time. Got lucky because the pick has to be better. It made no impact, but they still got the score.
And still varying opinions out there of what Andrew Wiggins can and can't do. But one thing that's indisputable, he's an incredible scorer. Whether it's half-court transition, he can flat out fill it up in a hurry.
Free throw good, Wiggins. And Wiggins, his young career just getting better and better at scoring, Greg, while increasing his workload.
Yeah, and very few scorers can do that, especially from that two-guard spot. Wiggins has that special talent where he can flat-out carry an offense. Scary to think that this is a kid who is just scratching the surface.
For Oklahoma City, they have shot just one free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game.
And a season ago, they hit about 75% of their free throws.
Shooting 2.
The free throw drops for Russell Westbrook. Greg, when you think about the franchises in the league that have sustained success, who are always competitive, Oklahoma City should be right there at the top.
I mean, just look at the records for the Thunder, and their success really does speak for itself. 8 straight seasons of 500 or better basketball. Only the Spurs and Rockets can also make that claim.
Well, the chase for the triple-double last year with Russell Westbrook was one of the most incredible seasons the NBA has ever seen. And I think that everybody who's a ball player thinks about the point guard rebounding as tenaciously and as consistently as Russell did last season as being the most incredible part of his season.
Launches a 3. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Timberwolves trail by 5. Here's Teague. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Here's Towns. Carmelo Anthony grabs the board. And Westbrook has always been a great rebounder, but that was seemingly the most surprising aspect of all of his triple-doubles.
Yes, 6 foot 3 inches tall and leaping out of the building and over the top of guys 6'8", 6'10", and snatching boards. His previous high for rebounds was under 8 a game, which is impressive in its own right, but what a huge jump to grab over 10 in a triple-double season. Still remarkable stuff.
Minnesota shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with.
The free throw drops for Towns. Hey, Brent, we know there's a lot of jaw and a lot of communication out there on the floor. And when you were playing, who was the best trash talker you ever went up against?
Well, I played with the notorious one in Seattle by the name of Gary Payton. A lot of people put him pretty high up on their list. I also remember one Bonzi Wells at his time when he was with the Portland Trailblazers and Sacramento Kings, being a bit lippy. And then occasionally there would be a John Barry talking to me. But
really,
I never listened to him growing up, Kevin, so why would I listen to him on the court?
Good way to approach it. George with the bucket.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Outside Teague. Towns sets the pick for Teague. To the inside. And Towns the bucket on the assist by Teague.
That was like a morning paper for Jeff Teague. Makes a great read and swings the ball around for a clean look at the bucket.
And there it is for him. Anthony's got his first bucket of the night.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Towns the screen. Three-pointer, Butler hits it from three-point range.
Got to get out on Butler from beyond the arc. His three-point stroke continues to improve.
And Roberson kicks to Westbrook. The dish to Adams. Anthony, the pass to Roberson. Oklahoma City moving it around. Shot clock at 5. Westbrook against Teague. And it's Westbrook again missing.
His shot's it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Teague dishes to Towns. Here's the screen. Back to Teague. Towns sets the pick for Teague. And that one hits back iron. Oklahoma City leading by 6. And George kicks to Westbrook. Adams outside. And George, here we go. Wiggins with some nice D.
Yeah, I think the defense made an impact on that play, making the shooter feel a bit uncomfortable on release.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on George. The Timberwolves have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight. Free throw good, Wiggins. And Greg, you wouldn't expect it from a Coach Thibodeau team, but defense was an issue for the Timberwolves last year.
And the Wolves brought in Butler to help with offense, but more importantly, his defense. And Butler, familiar with what Thibs likes to do on both ends of the floor, has the leadership the team needs, particularly on the defensive end.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. The Thunder leading by 5. Outside, Felton. Now, here's Patterson. There's a good screen. Here's Abrinas. Here's Eustace. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Eustace has got his first bucket in this one.
This is where you got to put a body on the guy. His will is incredible down on the interior, fighting and clawing for every rebound.
Crawford passes to Wiggins. Jang with the screen for Wiggins. A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. Wiggins has got 8. Oklahoma City's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Abrinas kicks to Patterson. Feeds to Felton. The 10-footer. And again, it's Oklahoma City.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Well, tremendous focus with the bigger guy all over him. It speaks to the toughness he has down there. Commending the unselfish play there. What vision on that pass.
Patterson, the screen. Here's Abrinas, guarded by Crawford. Teardrop shot, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Ain't no doubt about it, some of the tremendous scorers at the 2-guard spot, but Brent, who are some of the best all-around shooting guards in the NBA right now?
I think Klay Thompson sets the standard for what it is that you want in a two-way player, both defensively stepping up to the challenge and shutting down elite scorers, and then his incredible shooting ability. But there's a guy in Portland who's not far behind him, don't you think, Kevin, in that C.J. McCollum?
Yeah, McCollum is a rising player in that regard. I love the guys with the all-around game, and they're hard to find because it takes some sacrifice to play both ends hard.
Well, for the Thunder last season, the first one in the AD era, that stands for after Durant, you can imagine just how devastating his departure was for the fans of the franchise. But I think Sam Presti, as the general manager, prepared themselves for Kevin Durant leaving and for Russell Westbrook to assume the reins of the team.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And with OKC, as long as this team has been in this city, they have known success as a franchise.
Part of the fear that losing KD in free agency was that the success was going to go with them. But on the shoulders of Russell Westbrook having an historic NBA season, averaging a triple-double, Billy Donovan got these guys to play pretty hard, ended up being in the playoffs, and now have young guys that maybe could show some potential to maintain a level of success this fan base is used to. Jamal Crawford, a guy who has won multiple Sixth Man of the Year awards, and the guy that comes off the bench and provides you with some instant offense, ready to shoot and certainly ready to shake a defender with those incredible handles.
And he knocks down the first one. And for Crawford, it's a luxury to bring him off the bench.
Well, Jamal Crawford is not a high percentage shooter, but with that volume shooting, you know he has the opportunity to impact the game coming in and scoring and getting buckets. There are a lot of people who really enjoy watching Jamal Crawford come in, putting the ball on a string and making scoring sometimes look easy.
He's perfect from the line this time.
Encouraging sign there to see him knock down the free throw.
Oklahoma City leading by 5. Felton picks to Abrinas. There's the pick. Screen by Grant. Patterson a screen on Jones. Jones against Felton. Over Jones. And the shot falls short this time.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
Bielitsa passes to Jones. Muhammad against Grant. Baseline try. Muhammad, no luck.
You can't afford to let guys get comfortable there. The defense somehow avoided that shot from going in.
Here's Felton. It doesn't go for him. Excellent D that time from Jones. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Here's Jang. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. That free throw, good from Jang.
And no matter what, one of the big positives they can take away from this game is how well they performed at the line.
And Jang drops them both.
Such a big bonus to have a big guy that can step up to the free throw line and knock down shots. So many guys struggle from there.
Outside Felton. 11 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Out to the wing. Here's Abrinas. Drained for 2 points. And the Thunder lead by 5. And that does it for the first quarter. It's the Thunder. They lead by 5. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center.
I think my 3 years at Kentucky, caused what I am now, as far as being a sound player, a guy who's not all about himself, who puts his team first and who works hard and who doesn't talk back, who doesn't do the negative things. He's a team player, he's a team guy, and he works hard.
Patterson Clark, exactly the guy he says he is, and that's why he's one of those glue guys you've got to have on your team.
And the kind of guy who his teammates love because they know he's always going to have their back, always going to work hard, and always going to bring it.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. What do you guys think about the Thunder here in this one?
A huge fan of how they have rotated here defensively, been able to challenge multiple shots.
And if you're rotating like that, it's got to be a great line of communication between all 5 guys. You see that reflected on the scores, all that trust showing up with the lead.
They've got Zhang. Ahmed is out there with Bielitsa. And it's Crawford. And it's Jones in at the point guard. So that's the Timberwolves 5. We see it so often. A player will languish in one system, then flourish in another. Brent, during your 14-year career, which coach's system fit you the best, you think?
Well, I think my years in Seattle, we opened up the offense a little bit. I had the opportunity to play more of a point off guard. But I also enjoyed the structure of what Greg Popovich's system in San Antonio offered up as well. It's always interesting, Kevin, with players who are languishing on benches for other ball clubs, how general managers start to assess whether that guy can be part of something great if they were to bring him in. I had the opportunity to play for a lot of great coaches and thought that I mixed up my game enough to make it a long career.
Muhammad hits them both. Felton with the ball. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, analytics has taken over the NBA, but Minnesota coach and president of basketball operations Tom Thibodeau says it doesn't tell you everything. He said analytics can measure a lot of things, but it's very difficult to measure drive. The magic is in the work. Kevin?
And Tom Thibodeau makes a good point, D.A. Analytics is certainly helpful, but it doesn't capture everything. Now here's Jones after the miss from Raymond Felton. Here's Zhang. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
Now here's Grant. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Here's Aprinas. It's hauled in by Jamal Crawford.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Oh, man, he'd love to have that one back. He just does everything right, but doesn't get the finish.
Jones dishes to Zhang. Misses off the right iron.
No doubt disappointed with that one. He'd love to have that one back.
Yeah, I'd put that play on repeat. The setup was perfect. Just need a better result next time.
Now, here's Grant. Here's Eustace. Shot clock at 6. Just his first attempt, and it's good for 2. Grant's got his first basket of the night.
That's a lot of hard work in the offseason for Jeremy Grant to become better at the mid-range, finding some footing there.
Now Jones dishes it to Zhang, and Bielitsa has it in the corner. And he hits it to tie the game up. Bielitsa's got 5 points so far. Thunder have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Muhammad against Felton. Grant gets a wide open look. Good. And a nice assist from Felton. Grant's got his second basket of the night. Timberwolves have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Jones kicks to Crawford. Kept alive, Minnesota. Jones, no one around him. No good on the triple.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
Felton kicks to Patterson. From outside, off the mark.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
The feed to Crawford. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. There's a good screen. Bielitsa offline with his 3. Oklahoma City leading by 3. Here's Grant. Rebound by Zhang.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
And here is Muhammad. And Grant sends it back. Here's Abrinas, guarded by Crawford. Abrinas kicks to Felton. Patterson a screen on Jones. Back to Abrinas. Patterson, the screen. Off the pick. Abrinas' shot is off. Timberwolves trail by 3. Crawford kicks to Jones. Jang, a screen. Crawford, no one around him. Out of bounds, Oklahoma City takes possession.
Yeah, this is where you have to sharpen up your passing. That's a careless turnover.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Jang. Gibson comes in for Bielitsa. Butler, he's checked in for Jamal Crawford. And it's Teague in for Tyus Jones. And then for Oklahoma City, Anthony comes in for Eustace. And Russell Westbrook subbed in for Alex Abrinas. Felton kicks to Westbrook. Good. And a nice assist from Felton. And that's now 8 points for Russell Westbrook.
And no hesitation with Westbrook being challenged on that shot. That's just how much confidence he has in his game.
And the Timberwolves, a team that is evolving how you imagine they would with Tibbs running things here. Deliberate approach on both ends of the floor and really looking to dominate the rebounding margins.
He dishes it to Felton. Patterson, the screen. Outside, Felton. Patterson, a screen on Teague. And Westbrook, here we go. And the rejection by Towns. Outside Teague. He kicks to Muhammad. He feeds it to Butler. Shoots over Grant. It's good, and the Thunder lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Jimmy Butler.
And it's clear why Butler is a top-tier talent. Just remarkable at draining difficult shots.
Now, here's Grant. He's got 5. No one near Westbrook as he lets it go. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
That's the second long-range bomb in the quarter after a slow first period. He is on a roll.
Teague, the pass to Towns. Goes up on the wing. The rebound by Patterson. Patterson's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Seems to be forcing just a little bit out there. He needs to play a little calmer, a little smarter, with a little bit more poise if they're going to win this one.
Now, here's Westbrook. He's got 11. And the dunk by Westbrook.
A more fearless play from Russell Westbrook. The ability to finish through contact. That's why it's so tough to stop him on the dribble drive.
Here's Muhammad. Passes it to Gibson. Over Felton. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
Nice shooting for him from the big man. Taj Gibson has a firm grasp on the mid-range game in the NBA.
To the inside, here's Anthony, and they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
Andrew Wiggins checked in for the Timberwolves. And then for Oklahoma City, Steven Adams, he's checked in for Patterson. Paul George comes in for Grant, and it's Andre Robertson in for Raymond Felton. Pass to Butler. Towns, the screen. Butler attacking. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. That one's on Anthony.
And the sheer muscle from Butler. I mean, a solid finisher, even when he gets hit.
One shot, find the lanes.
Free throw, good, Butler. Well, one thing the Thunder have always done well is control the glass. Good rebounding team.
Well, the Thunder are great candidates to end up near the top for both offensive and defensive rebounds, and it certainly helps when Russell Westbrook is tearing down over 10 boards a game. It's a complete effort with this ball club, and they have guys who are willing to stick their nose in there.
Now Wiggins, after Westbrook's missed three. Towns the screen. Shoots from the baseline. It's hauled in by George.
And he completely threw the timing off on that jumper. That is how you D up.
Playing with tremendous aggressiveness without fouling. That's an excellent job.
Now here's Westbrook. 13 points in the game. Adams with the screen on Butler. Adams dishes to Anthony. And Gibson sends it back.
Taj Gibson doing a good job of just getting the hands up, and then the instincts come into play with the block.
Outside Teague, stolen by George. Down low, ball's knocked loose. Here's Adams, and the rejection by Towns. Wiggins drives in.
I love the complementary aspect of this group now. You know, you've got the young talent, but you've brought in some veteran leadership here for the Timberwolves. The duo of Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns kind of gave the confidence to them to go out and acquire a superstar in his prime like Jimmy Butler.
No good on the free throw. Good on the second free throw. The Thunder leading by 3. Outside Westbrook. Adams sets the pick for George. For 3, Westbrook. The shot, no good. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. And Greg, the core of this Timberwolves team is Wiggins and Towns. And, you know, rarely do you get to see 2 number 1 overall picks team up early in their careers.
And how about back-to-back years, no less. But I consider Jimmy Butler kind of a foundational piece as well. He's in the conversation for the best shooting guard in our league.
And that's just not something Russell came in doing, being a playmaker. But what we're seeing out of Westbrook now, great vision.
Butler kicks to Wiggins. Towns a screen on George. Here's Wiggins. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Adams has got 6 rebounds in the game. 1:44 left in the first half of basketball.
And we haven't seen them be quite as aggressive driving the basketball, settling far too much for jumpers.
Butler passes to Teague. Pass to Wiggins from downtown. Again, Wiggins missing. Oklahoma City leading by 6. Nobody near George. And it's George again missing.
He's cooled down a little bit after draining those 2 3-pointers in the first quarter.
Wiggins kicks to Towns. Teague for 3. Rebound by Anthony.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Westbrook dishes to George. There's 47 seconds left in the first half of the game. Can't hit from in close. Wiggins passes to Teague. Now here's Towns. He has 6. Teague with the ball. The Thunder pull it in. Adams has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Westbrook kicks to Roberson. They set the pick. The pass to George. 5 to shoot. From deep three-point range. No good that time.
Just testing out the cannon on that misfire.
Yeah, we've seen him make this shot work, but they can do better.
And so it's Oklahoma City with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Russell, how confident are you that there's nobody that can stay in front of you?
Very confident. I have a lot of confidence in myself. And I put a lot of work in the summertime, and I'm very confident.
That is never a problem for you, Russ. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Ernie Johnson joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports.
Been working out.
A competitive matchup for Oklahoma City in the first quarter. At the end of one, they were able to end up with a 5-point lead. Checking out Oklahoma City. Kenny, what do you think?
Well, they were lighting it up from three, and that was the difference in the first half. They did a good job of running off screens, spotting up, and getting rid of the ball quickly. And their shot selection, solid.
How about you, Shaq? What'd you think about Minnesota?
Well, Ernie, this is definitely a big wake-up call for them. Their field goal percentage is sitting in the low 30s. They came out unfocused, unmotivated, unprepared. If they can't turn the tide and play with greater efficiency, it's going to be a long second half.
That'll do it for now. The second half of action coming right up.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game. He has been everywhere.
And let's see what the defense counters with to try and control him here in the second half.
Well, he has been dominant as we expected coming into this one. Skilled and relentless.
Timberwolves trail by 6, and on the floor for Billy Donovan as we get into the second half. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Anthony out there with Paul George, and it's Adams in at the 5, roaming the paint. Towns the screen, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. And that's 11 points for Andrew Wiggins. And Brent, when you hear Donovan on the sideline or in the huddle, it's clear how big a motivator he can be for his team. He certainly gets the most out of his players from the stars to the end of the bench.
One thing that Billy Donovan did in the early part of taking the job with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I remember it well, Kevin. I went to the UCLA campus where Billy Donovan had invited most of the roster for the Oklahoma City team, and he started to establish that trust in the off-season, being there for workouts, understanding the personalities of his team, and getting to know his guys. All of those things have reaped some incredible rewards in the early part of Billy Donovan's coaching career.
Here's Anthony. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Now he's torching the D right now, hitting a high percentage of all the shots he's let fly.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. That free throw good from Anthony.
Just get a feeling like Melo has brought some extra energy to this one. This guy eats, drinks, and breathes basketball, but he's at it here tonight.
Now here's Butler. Kicks it to Wiggins. Jacks up a three. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Gibson's got his second bucket.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Karl Anthony Towns was voted by GMs last season as the player they most want to build a franchise around. But he is not resting on his laurels. He said, I work hard on my game. I want to be the strongest player, the most intelligent player, and the most skilled player on the court at all times. Kevin?
Thanks, David. That work ethic will definitely help Towns get better. He's already a dynamite player. Westbrook against T. Westbrook with the bucket. Westbrook's got 15.
Well, not many guards are able to get to that spot as quick as Westbrook does. It's a comfort zone for him.
Towns sets the pick for T. Butler in the corner. 6 to shoot. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
And watching Jimmy Butler, he just offers so much on offense from a scoring standpoint. You know, obviously he can get to the rack and draw the defense to him. Also really improved his ability to knock it down from beyond. Just a complete offensive player.
Two shots.
First free throw is good. And Greg, as you said, Butler is a threat to score from any part of the floor.
It's a bit of a dying art, though, hitting that mid-range jump shot. Butler also does a great job of getting to the line. That's increased over the course of his career. Just a well-rounded offensive player.
And so Butler nails both of them.
And Butler is a true leader, a guy his teammates look up to and one of the best in our game.
Robertson dishes to Adams. They set the pick. Here's Westbrook. It's stolen by T. For the tie, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Jeff Teague coming over to the Timberwolves in free agency. Greg, the team felt he was the perfect fit.
You know, and it seemed for a while the Wolves had wanted to kind of mix things up at that point guard position. And you knew they had someone in mind when they dealt both Rubio and Dunn in the offseason. Teague was their man all along.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good, Teague.
And really one of the quickest guards in our league. Jeff Teague just puts tremendous pressure on your defense when he's attacking the paint.
And it's tied up with that one. And the book on T, Greg, is to make him an outside shooter. You don't want him getting to the rim.
I mean, he's a good finisher around the rim. His outside shooting, although streaky at times, not bad, but not great either. Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
Like the aggressiveness and a great effort just to get a hand on it.
Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Adams with the screen on Gibson. Here's Anthony, and he overdid it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul, and he's called for the flagrant.
And, Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way, as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on him.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. That free throw good from Anthony. Well, you could feel the clock ticking for Melo's time in New York, and this offseason, it finally ended, Greg.
Yeah, and for a team like this to add Melo to the mix, what a blessing. I mean, Melo still has a ton of offense to offer, and hard to add a player so skilled as Melo for practically nothing.
Roberson the pass to Adams. Lob pass to George. They had a number of cracks at it, but came away empty-handed.
And he's trying to shoot his way out of it. You know, they have the lead, but honestly, I think it might help if he'd be a little bit more selective tonight.
Towns sets the pick for Teague. Over to the wing. 5 on the clock for the lead. And you know that's going to be goaltending, guys, so that's a free basket right there.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. And George kicks to Westbrook. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. That one is on Towns. And when you watch Russell Westbrook play, he's one of the most competitive players in the NBA.
And with the way he attacks the rim and plays with just no abandon, I mean, this guy is no joke. Absolutely wills himself and his team to just do things that few others can, and relentless from the first quarter to the last whistle.
And he makes the first.
And really, the past few seasons, the Thunder have just been a dominant team on the glass. They do a great job of limiting second chance points, and they get a lot of extra possessions with their own offensive rebounding.
Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Felton comes in for Andre Robertson. That one falls, so he hits both of them. You look over the roster of the Thunder, and it's easy to see why they're such a great rebounding team. 1 through 5 can come up with 10 boards on any given night.
And those rebounding totals usually translate to wins for this team. But very rarely do they lose a game when they're having their way on the glass. The goal at the end of the night is to play the bully in and around that painted area.
Anthony's shot is off.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
The dish now to Towns, to the inside, taken away by Anthony. Inside, and the whistle blows, so a chance here for a 3-point play.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Greg, the one thing about Patrick Patterson out of Kentucky, he is a smart basketball player.
Yeah, he's not the best rebounder or shot blocker, but the advanced stats love him, and he gets the job done at both ends of the floor.
Shabazz Muhammad's checked in for Wiggins. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Grant's checked in.
One shot.
Patterson no good on the free throw.
And looking at Towns and what he can do on the floor already at his age is impressive. This is a guy who's going to be a 20-10 player perhaps for the rest of his career. And as young as he is, I tell you, the sky is the limit.
The second chance effort. Tries yet again. Yep, it counts. Towns has got 8.
And from day one, Towns has been one of the NBA's top post players. A versatile, well-rounded game on the low block. It doesn't hurt that he can step outside and knock down the jumper either.
And when you look at the second year for Towns, it's comparable to other great big men in the history of the NBA. And Greg, I'm talking about players in the top 50 of all time.
Yeah, I mean, just on the sophomore season stats, he looks like he projects to be one of the all-time greats. Comparable numbers to some of the best who have ever played it. Think of these names: Hakeem, Duncan, Ewing, and the Admiral. Maybe we'll be saying Karl Anthony Towns as well.
Now here's Teague following the miss by Russell Westbrook. And Jeremy Grant picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Muhammad. Feeds to Towns. Shoots over Patterson. Karl Anthony Towns again. Towns has got the lead up to 1 now for Minnesota. Oklahoma City has gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. 6 of 15. To the middle, Patterson. Towns with the defensive effort.
Oh, and the D did not make that any easier. Can't fault the shooter for missing. That's a tough shot.
T kicks to Muhammad. Dishes it to Towns. The feed now to T. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And it's a 3-point Timberwolves lead.
Gibson using his body on the boards. He's great at using his timing to leap up and collect a second chance.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Crawford's checked in, and a switch here also for Oklahoma City. Roberson's checked in. He dishes it to Westbrook. Grant outside. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 17-7 run. T kicks to Towns. Back to Teague. Towns sets the pick for Teague. Shot clock at 5. Butler, no good.
Oof, rough shooting night tonight, but you can't fault him for the effort.
Westbrook double team. Grant outside. The shot. And it's Westbrook missing. Timberwolves leading by 3. Outside Butler. Towns dishes to Butler. T kicks to Butler. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Teague's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Oklahoma City's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Roberson the pass to Westbrook. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
There's sometimes games where Westbrook takes personal challenges at the big guys.
He's made 3 of his 4 free throw attempts in the game.
And guys, you might remember that he was not at his best from the foul line in their last outing.
Two shots. Last on the first.
Free throw good, Westbrook.
Well, he entered the league as a great free throw shooter. Westbrook now gets there a ton.
Minnesota making some changes. Gorgie Dang comes in for Taj Gibson. And Jones subbed in for Teague. Hustis is checked in for Oklahoma City. And both free throws good for Westbrook. Timberwolves leading by 4. Outside, Jones. Crawford outside. Russell Westbrook with the rebound. Oklahoma City shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. Here's Roberson from down in the low post. It goes.
Well, I like watching Roberson get involved in the offense, especially when he gets down there. Nice soft touch down on the inside.
Grant against Butler. Trying to find Towns. Gets it to him. Kicks it out to Jones. Shot clock at 6. Towns, a screen on Patterson. Here's Jones. Softly drops in the floater. And the Timberwolves lead by 4.
That floater is a thing of beauty, effective when it's used the right way.
Grant kicks to Westbrook. They set the pick. All alone. And he gets the jumper to drop. Westbrook's got 21 in the game.
More signs of the game slowing down for Westbrook. He could have come off and beat the defender on his own, but patient enough to wait for the screen and use it to his advantage.
Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. That ties the game. Roberson's got 6. And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Minnesota's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. Towns dishes to Butler. Back to Towns. Shoots over Patterson. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
You can see how clued in the defense is to take away those mid-range shots and challenge. Solid at getting a hand up in the face of the scorers. Yeah, you would think a coach might have talked to his defense about making the adjustment on him, but right now, he's just lighting him up.
Jones, the pass to Jang. Crawford outside. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Here's Towns. Another miss by Minnesota. And the Thunder with possession. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. From 10 feet out, again the Thunder score.
If Jeremy Grant becomes consistent in that area, he'll consistently see his minutes go up.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Towns, the screen. Towns, a screen on Grant. Here's Butler. Thunder with the rebound. Eustace has got his 3rd rebound tonight. Westbrook against Jones. Shoots from 12. That one a little long.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
He kicks it to Towns. Trying to break that ice-cold streak, and the layup is good. 12 points for him.
I mean, he is tearing the defense apart, and let's face it, they have not brought their A game on that side of the ball.
Westbrook double team. Here's Roberson, guarded by Crawford. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, if you look at Andre Roberson's stats, you would wonder why he gets so much playing time. Not a great scorer, gets a ton of minutes, and I'll tell you why. He can defend wing players and great scorers in this league like a hawk. That's the reason why he became a valuable performer through the years for Oklahoma City.
And the first one at the line is good. And you look at Roberson, and he is clearly a defensive specialist for this team.
Well, he's a great wing defender and so many great offensive weapons at the 2 and 3 spot in the conference, the Western Conference, that he is familiar with. He does a great job of going out on a nightly basis and doing what he does best. That's playing defense for his ball club.
No good on the second free throw.
And a power forward in college. Roberson's been working on increasing his shooting range ever since he entered the league.
Here's the screen. Towns sets the pick for Butler. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. 14 points for Andrew Wiggins.
And there's one thing that's never been in question about Wiggins, his ability to be a high-volume scorer. And in case you needed a reminder, he's giving you one tonight.
Well, the O looks unstoppable tonight, especially because of that guy. He's just torching them.
Crawford kicks to Wiggins. Gibson the screen. Off the pick. Off the left rim and out. Now Westbrook over Crawford. And no good trying to get that one. Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for Oklahoma City. He's up to 26 points in the game now. Just keeps pouring in the buckets. We'll return shortly. Now let's hear what head coach Billy Donovan was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
They've amped up their physicality. We can't get wrapped up in that. We got to stay solid, defend, play through it.
Billy Donovan wanting his guys to remain poised in the face of some rougher play out there.
Yeah, you want to stay true to your character. Focus on the things that you do best and really ignore the rest.
We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. Butler teams with Wiggins as the deadly wing duo. Gibson is the 4 with Towns in the middle. And it's Teague in at the 1. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Here's Butler following the basket by Russell Westbrook. Towns sets the pick for Butler. He feeds it to Towns. Shoots over Adams. Towns, no luck. Oklahoma City leading by 5. And here's Westbrook to the middle. Looking for George. He gets it there. Here's Anthony. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. The Timberwolves shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. There's a screen. Towns, the screen. The steal. Out in his own on the break. Here's Roberson. Rebound by Butler. Butler's got 5 rebounds tonight. Back to Teague. Westbrook with the steal. And the call will be against Jeff Teague. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter. Westbrook dishes to Adams. And George kicks to Roberson. Back to George. Adams with the screen on Wiggins. Here's George.
And really, after that strong first half, he has been in quite the tailspin.
And they still need to step up just a little bit. They have the lead, but he needs to find himself out there.
Teague with the ball. Westbrook picks him up. Westbrook against Teague. It's blocked.
Iverson out there to play defense. He excels at getting off the ground so quickly to get the block.
Here's Towns. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. The Thunder leading by 3. Westbrook kicks to Anthony. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Always am amazed at the consistency of what Carmelo Anthony and his ability to score the basketball has done. Averaged 20 points per game, even as a rookie. And no matter the situation, he definitely can carry a team with his scoring.
First one falls for him. And with Melo, the 20 points a game, his whole career is astounding. Given the length of the time he's played, Brent, it helps when you're the number 1 option, as he is on offense.
Well, Carmelo has been the number 1 option in any offense his whole life. He's going to go down as one of the NBA's greatest scorers of all time, and just a consistent threat you can rely upon night in and night out.
And not a single free throw attempt in that first half, but he has been far more active since the break and drawn some fouls.
Now here's Teague. Passes it to Towns. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Teague's got 5 assists in the game.
Yeah, the onslaught continues. He's been unstoppable now for a couple of nights.
Well, a tip of the cap to the coaching staff here. They're recognizing how well he's playing, so the game plan has been built around him. And his versatility on offense is so spectacular. He always finds ways to help put points up on the board.
Count it, good. Teague's got 9 points here in the second half.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Westbrook against T. Westbrook passes to Anthony. Over Gibson. The shot by Anthony, no good.
Trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but thus far, not working.
Yeah, I hope it hasn't gone to his head. He may be trying too hard at this point.
Now here's Towns. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Well, Towns does so many things on the floor, already an elite post scorer. But, Greg, one area that he has struggled with at times is his defense against other bigs.
And I think he'll continue to improve in that area. What happens with young guys, though, is oftentimes you're in prove how good I am mode when you're young, and you lose sight of some of the things that help you win games. And I think that's one reason why he had one of the worst defensive RPMs in the entire league. But young bigs tend to take a bit longer to develop into great defenders, and I expect he will follow in that line.
The first free throw is good.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
And Towns drops them both.
And for a player with his size, Towns has always been very comfortable at the free throw line. And that's a good thing because he finds himself there quite a bit.
Now here's Adams. Baseline jumper. Misses off the right iron.
Just not sure if he ran out of energy at halftime or what, but so far just not himself in the second half.
The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Well, even though he missed, you like seeing him taking that kind of shot. The defense must be better.
And George kicks to Westbrook. Teardrop shot. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one is on Towns.
Again, the body control to shift himself over. With Westbrook, sometimes the only choice you have is to commit the foul.
And Paul George kind of made it known of his desire to leave for LA after this season, but big risk for the Thunder to make that move and trade for him.
First one falls for him. And for Paul George, who knows what the future holds for him, but Greg, he is a great fit, it would seem, for the Thunder.
Listen, you give the Thunder another star to pair with Westbrook, and they're taking a leap of faith here with George.
And so Westbrook makes them both.
Well, he's putting his game right in the face of the defense right now and just driving into the paint to get contact.
Now here's Teague. Pass to Butler. Towns sets the pick for Butler. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
And at times, there's just no defense for Butler. He's a talented scorer, especially when he gets deep in the paint.
For 3, Westbrook, rebounded by the Timberwolves. Left side, Butler. Pass to Teague. Towns, a screen on Westbrook to take the lead, and Adams sends it back. Teague against Westbrook. Shoots off the screen. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Westbrook's got 32 points.
He keeps finding great shots out there, and the opportunities are turning up roses.
Robertson dishes to Anthony. Adams in the high post. Robertson can't hit. Timberwolves trail by 3. Here's Butler. The offensive rebound. And it's Gibson, that time on the assist by Teague. Teague's got 6 assists now in the game.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Now here's Westbrook. Outside, George. Adams with the screen on Wiggins. And there's the call on Karl Anthony Towns. That's it for him. He's fouled out of the game.
And that is a huge call. That is not who they wanted to see headed to the bench with the outcome still in question.
Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Minnesota. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And there's the pass to Teague. There's a screen. Butler with the ball. Now defended by Adams. Shot clock at 3 to take the lead. And that one hits back iron. The Thunder with the lead. Here's Anthony. And again, Oklahoma City, no good.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
Rumors about Butler being traded from Chicago were circulating last season. Draft day comes around, and the Minnesota Timberwolves made their move, Greg, to acquire him.
Yeah, and the more you look at it, the trade looks great for Butler and the Wolves. Reunites him with Coach Thibodeau, joins an incredibly young core in Towns and Wiggins, and the sky's the limit, I think, for this young Wolves team.
2 shots. 2 shots.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. Gorgie Dangs checked in for Cole Aldrich. And the free throw is good, now leading by 1. Oklahoma City shooting in this fourth quarter pretty dire at 27%. Westbrook kicks to George. There's the dish to Carmelo. Adams with the screen on Gibson. Anthony. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Anthony's got 4 points in the quarter.
Knowing where to be off of the screen, Melo with a good read there.
Gibson the screen. T kicks to Gibson. Snatched away. And now the fast break. George with the ball. Got that bucket in no time at all. And now it's a 3-point Thunder lead.
Melo good at scanning the entire floor, and that's why that time he found the open teammate.
Teague with the ball. Westbrook picks him up. Teague kicks to Gibson. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. 10 points for Taj Gibson.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Anthony's shot is off. The Timberwolves have gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the fourth, and even 50%. Shots good by Butler.
And Butler loves getting close to the basket. Once he's down low, he uses that strength and quick release to get shots off.
Now, here is George. Near the three-point line, it's Westbrook. Bullseye! Westbrook's got 34 points. We can expect a dramatic end to this one.
Yeah, no quit by either side, guys. Neither team willing to give any ground.
Tries to save it, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Teague.
Yeah, it's a disappointing sequence of plays. Absolutely inexcusable turning the ball over like that.
Guys, they're holding on to the slimmest of leads.
Yeah, and you can't afford to let that thing get any slimmer.
And Roberson kicks to Westbrook. Feeds to Adams. Outside for George. Cans it from downtown. And the Thunder lead by 4.
And there's never been any question about George's three-point range. He just goes through stretches where he knocks down the three at a ridiculous rate.
Gibson the screen. A three-pointer. Wiggins. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Westbrook's got his 4th rebound in this one. And here's George for 3. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. George has got 10 points in the quarter.
Well, he now has 4 3-pointers this game, guys, 2 in each half. He's really spacing out the floor for his teammates.
To stop the run. And it's Wiggins missing. Oklahoma City leading by 7. Outside Westbrook. Kicks it to Robertson. Back to Westbrook. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. They get it back. Adams' shot is good. Adams has got the lead up to 9 now for the Thunder.
Well, you have to put at least one body on Adams, maybe two. With his size and relentlessness, he'll light you up on the offensive glass.
Now here's Butler. The feed now to Wiggins. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good. Wiggins. And both free throws good for Wiggins. If they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Yeah, that's the best option.
They set the pick. Roberson the pass to George. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Timberwolves trail by 7. Outside Teague. Dishes it to Butler. Jang with the screen for Butler. Here's Wiggins. Another miss by Minnesota.
Well, he wanted to keep that shot from getting blocked, but in the process, he gave it no chance of going in because of how unbalanced he was on the fade.
It's Westbrook with the drive.
You know, we know how explosive Westbrook can be. He just forces defenses to foul him.
And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker. And he does get the second one. And that stretches their lead to 8. For Minnesota, they've gone 7 of 16 from the field here in the 4th. That's about 43%. Butler sets a screen for T. Wiggins against George. Shoots from the baseline. And the shot no good, a bit short. Here's Oklahoma City. They're on a 15-6 run. George with the screen on Teague.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Good on the first, and that will put them up by 9. Both good from the line that time. Minnesota's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play. Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for Oklahoma City.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
Yeah, Kevin, every time they left a man open deep, he'd get a good shot at the basket, didn't hesitate, and that aggression paid off.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Russell Westbrook.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
The Timberwolves shooting about 40% here in the fourth quarter. Zhang with a screen on Westbrook. There's the pick. George against Wiggins. To the middle. Looking for Zhang. He gets it there. Here's Gibson. Lays it up and banks it in.
Well, Gibson's determined. He's in there near the bucket. Doesn't mind the defense that's around him and gets it done.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Westbrook. Westbrook double teamed and stolen by Butler.
It'd take a miracle at this point.
Right, with this deficit and this late in the game, their time has already passed.
Gibson the screen. T kicks to Gibson, shoots over Adams, and a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
Good decision making by Taj Gibson. Knows he has the green light to shoot that quick jumper.
So it's Oklahoma City picking up the win. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where's your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together. And we can just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. See you next time.